in Romania.
Beverly Hills, California.
I live on the island of Guam.
I'm from Perth in Western Australia.
Chaplain with the Department of Correction in Connecticut.
Rajasthan, India.
In Kaduna, in northern Nigeria.
Quite an amazing, life-changing experience, but it's very subtle.
Think of a skill that you learned in your life that you never stopped using.
This way of living transcends politics, it transcends religions, it transcends these belief systems that we often identify ourselves with. And I also want to say it's a component. It's like, even if you find yourself identifying in a particular way, the compassion course doesn't negate that. You know what I mean? It's like it complements who you are. It complements who I am and to where I'm living a better life.
The first thing is that looking at my feelings, I know what's happening to me, and I look at it clearly, and then I think, well, what am I needing right now from this person? And I've realized also that they don't need to fulfill my needs. You know, that was one of the big things I got from Tom Bond. There are many, many ways to fulfill my needs. So I don't need to be dependent on someone else. Doing that was really important to me.
But Tom gives you one concept and then tells his own story. So in his story, you actually understand everything, like what he's trying to say. And then he gives you a practice to do.
Why I started the course was I had this strong urge to connect with my mom in a harmonious way. A lot of times when she speaks with a certain tone or raises her voice, I tend to shut down. Now I can open up and verbalize my feelings, my vulnerability, and also sometimes I can guess what's her need behind her harsh words or raised voice. Maybe she's simply worried about me instead of taking everything so personal.
It helped me to unpack my own self-judgment or judgment of others and realize there's another way.
So you realize that we all have needs that we want to meet. And when you're able to look at people's action from the perspective of need, it is easy for you to connect with them and listen to them and connect with their stories and journey with them, not judgmentally.
And the biggest thing I think I've taken away from all of this is just empathy, self-empathy, right? Like the way forward is to cultivate empathy, right? Like I know enough now, like the other day I had an argument with my son, and I understood that I couldn't stay in that conversation where I was because I was getting really irritated. So I had to go give myself some self-empathy. So I said, no, let's pause. I'm not going to have this conversation now. The old me would have been aggressive and pulled out my parent card and kind of demand whatever the conversation was about. And so that's new for me.
I would describe the compassion course as sort of a PhD in studying you. And for me, it was a PhD program in studying me.
Dive in and just do it. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain.